Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Young here and welcome to a Metal Gear Solid 5 news update. The following information comes from an interview with Hideo Kojima by website GameSpot. This article was actually posted a while back, shortly after TGS 2014, so I am a bit late with this, but it's information that I haven't reported, so I figured better late than never. Anyways, without further ado, let's dive right into it. The first question that GameSpot asked was whether Quiet is the only one with superhuman abilities in Metal Gear Solid 5. Kojima answered that Quiet isn't the only one. As is traditional with any Metal Gear game, players can expect to meet numerous characters with a variety of superhuman abilities. Not a surprising answer, but it's good to get confirmation. GameSpot then asked what the relationship between Snake and Quiet will be like in Phantom Pain. Kojima replied that it will be up to the players. Depending on the player's actions, it's possible to be in either good terms or bad terms with her. Being on good terms means being able to have Quiet join Diamond Dogs and use her as a support buddy, while being on bad terms with her likely means having to fight her at some point and possibly kill her. It's also possible to meet her without having her come to Mother Base. According to Kojima, in order for Quiet to join Mother Base, certain conditions have to be met after meeting the character. What those conditions are weren't specified, and it's likely something that Hideo Kojima will leave for players to find out when the game launches. Another possible outcome is that players may not meet Quiet at all. That does mean missing out on some additional episodes, events, and backstory, but meeting Quiet is not a requirement to beat the game. The same goes for DD, the wolf. Players may never meet the puppy, but if they do, they can choose to Fulton it back to base and have Ocelot train it, or they can choose to leave it there or even kill it. Now, something interesting that was revealed about DD is that once players train him, he will eventually develop the ability to use his canine sense of smell to aid players. This likely means allowing players to use DD to find resources like raw diamonds or being able to track certain targets. Kojima didn't give any more hints in regards to DD's companion abilities, but he did say that they are completely different from Quiet's, and that each support buddy will contribute a different dynamic to gameplay in the field. So far, confirmed support buddies include Quiet, DD, and the White Horse. While Kojima didn't confirm any others, he did rule out common soldiers. Diamond Dogs recruits cannot be used as support buddies. I think this corroborates my theory that players won't be able to recruit anyone they meet as a support buddy, and that Kojima and his team handpicked very specific characters to be prospective companions, like a party in a JRPG. This is a theory that I discussed in my previous video, the DD Wolf cutscene analysis, so check that out if you want to know more. Now, something that Kojima noted about support buddies is that if they are killed in action, they will stay dead and the story will carry on without him. As mentioned before, the game was designed so that it can be completed without so much as meeting these support buddies, so naturally it's also possible to complete the game if they are killed halfway through. And for those who would prefer to play the game alone, that is entirely possible as well. Kojima described support buddies as an optional system, and they are not critical to the main storyline. Just keep in mind that playing solo could mean missing out on some special episodes, backstory, events, and missions. GameSpot also asked Kojima if it's possible to directly control support buddies. Kojima's answer was no. Snake is the main character, and he is the only one players will be directly controlling in Phantom Pain. This also likely means that players can no longer take one of their recruits into the field to do side missions like they could in Peace Walker. Kojima also discussed how support buddies will develop throughout the game. He began by stating that characters can only become support buddies if players successfully bring them back to base. According to Kojima, Mother Base is the central hub for interacting with the game's various characters. Players who take interest in the support buddy system will find themselves frequenting Mother Base a lot more than players who prefer to play the game solo. Now, even if players manage to bring potential support buddies into Mother Base, not all characters may be available as a support buddy right off the bat. Quiet, for example, first comes into Mother Base as a prisoner. In her early days, she will be constantly monitored by Diamond Dogs personnel, her movement around Mother Base will be restricted, and she will be treated with disdain. However, as players interact with her and as her story develops, she will eventually earn Snake's trust, Snake will earn her trust in return, and eventually other people's perception of her will change. It's only once Quiet's relationship with Snake and others reach a certain point that players will be able to bring her into the field as a support buddy, and if that relationship develops even further, players may find themselves unlocking new commands and abilities that the support buddy can use in the field to aid them. It seems like a very interesting system with a lot of potential for some great character development. And that's pretty much it for new information on the support buddy system. Kojima then spent some time talking about the game's R&D system. According to Kojima, research and development will work very similarly to Peace Walker. After every mission, players will receive a score as well as rewards based on that score. In Phantom Pain, GMP, the game's currency, can also be obtained by completing submissions and by gathering resources like raw diamonds in the field. Using these rewards and resources, players will be able to develop and upgrade a variety of gear and technology, like bionic arms. We saw one such arm in the African Jungle gameplay, which showed Snake inflicting 1.2 million volts of electricity on an enemy soldier to stun him. Kojima stated in the interview that the game will offer a variety of bionic arms with unique features, all of which can be developed through Mother Base's R&D unit. The interview concluded with Hideo Kojima talking about how each of the game's worlds will offer different gameplay styles and scenarios. Kojima explained that the Afghanistan desert is very wide open with good visibility, allowing players to easily spot enemies and vice versa. On the other hand, the African jungle features a lot more obstacles in terms of flora, fauna, and terrain, which means it's tougher to get around, but gives players more hiding places. The African jungle also features frequent rainstorms, making visibility low, although this is something that players can take advantage of as well. We have only been shown 2 of Phantom Pain's game worlds so far, and each offer vastly different stealth scenarios, further influenced by each player's playstyle, so it'll be interesting to see what other worlds Kojima has cooked up for us, and how those will differ from Afghanistan and Africa. I am personally hoping for one world that is mostly a giant fortress for players to infiltrate. Don't get me wrong, I love the open world Afghanistan desert and African jungle, but I do miss the experience of infiltrating a heavily guarded fortress like Outer Heaven, Zanzibar Land, Shadow Moses, and Big Shell. I hope some of that returns for Phantom Pain. And with that, I would like to end this news segment, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to let our nation know in the comments below your thoughts on some of the new information that Kojima has provided in this interview, and to be further updated on Metal Gear Solid 5. Be sure to join the nation and subscribe to Young Gear. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much, and Young out.